Eczema Phoenix, where we transform the way we live with eczema. My name is Terry, and today I present to you the fourth and final video in my series on communication with eczema. And today we're talking about lovers and dating, communicating with people you are intimate with. I have been lucky to have been able to date with eczema. As I mentioned in my previous video series on eczema and love, the lovers dating and relationships video, I'll put a link here and a link in the description down below for you to check out. And as I mentioned, when it comes to the way I've handled my eczema with romance and dating, I just put it out there. I don't hide it. I don't even wear any makeup, honestly. And even I've been surprised by the pretty positive results that I've gotten. Now, it's not like I'm just dating willy-nilly anyone down the street, but it's like someone who's expressed interest in me, maybe through a mutual class we've taken, or a mutual friend, meeting at a party, an event we both attend. Karaoke has also been a pretty lucky charm for me a few times. I've met my past 3 boyfriends through karaoke. And if you would like to see me sing in the sort of songs I like, I'll put a link down below and up here too if you're just like into music as well. But yeah, it's in terms of communication, I just say that I have it, and that even if I'm doing pretty well, like if my skin's pretty calm at the time that they see me, which has usually like been the case, so you know, if even if my skin is calm when they first meet me and when we first start going out, that there is a strong possibility that I will have a flare-up, and it can be oozy and red and bleedy and bloody and all that kind of stuff. So just, if you are going to embark on this romantic love journey experience with me, it comes with these potential experiences down the line, and I need to be with someone who can handle it and be aware of it and still accepting of me. If you don't like how I look naturally without makeup, and if you don't think you can stomach being with someone with eczema, dealing with flares and rashes, then this is not going to work, because I have eczema and I live with it, and it's part of my daily life, and it will fluctuate. And I think that at least the men that I've met have really appreciated the honesty and found it refreshing. And I don't know, maybe they, I should have asked my exes, like, why'd you still, what did you think when I told you about my eczema on our first date? I can only guess that perhaps they appreciated that I put everything out there and that there was nothing to hide, and that I just had like integrity in that kind of way. Perhaps, I was cute enough where they thought it would be worth dealing with rashes down the line, even if the rashes would be on my face. I definitely advise putting everything out there, like be upfront, don't wear makeup, be open. And like I mentioned in the classmates and coworkers communication with eczema video, letting people know how it started, what your triggers are, and what relieves those triggers will be helpful for them. And likely in terms of a romantic relationship, I find that the other person usually wants to be very helpful and offer comfort, protection. Unfortunately, there are some exes I've had who will see me scratch in the middle of the night, although to my perception it's quite light compared to what I used to do and won't cause a huge rash. Sometimes they just like grab my wrists or grab my hands, and they like force me to not scratch and relieve the itch, which they think is being helpful. But I've had to tell them that in certain circumstances it's not going to lead to like a huge bloody mess. Sometimes I just have like a very light itch that I need to relieve, and it's more stressful for me to be pinned down and not relieve it. You should actually just like let me do my thing. But at the same time, some of them have told me their perception of the scratching was that it was very loud, and that it did sound like it was going to be something pretty serious, deep, and horrific. So I guess I appreciate that, but it's still important to like let them know what you are okay with. I eventually have to tell them just like to not hold me back and just like let me do my like backwards grazing thing, and I promise it's not going to lead to like a huge rash, and it's not going to make it worse. So clarity, upfrontness, transparency, really, really important. And I've always found it really helpful to just keep them updated, like day to day, how the skin's doing, how I'm feeling. If there's anything that's really bothering me, I'd let them know, and we move or change places or order a different dish. I have to be very upfront about food allergies that I may have, and that even if I'm not eating the food and they are, and they kiss me, I'm going to get a flare-up, and that has happened before, and it's really annoying. And I don't know, some people just, I don't know if it's like they didn't care or that they were that forgetful or didn't believe me, but once I got the rash, they did. Just let them know that too, if you're eating out, that if they're gonna eat something that you're allergic to and that you're gonna flare up from, that they can't kiss you for like the rest of the night, or at least until they like brush their teeth, like really rinse out their mouth, because yeah, that's really fucking annoying. To communicate that and have a person forget, and I'll get caught up in the moment and just like want to kiss you anyway, that's really selfish. So let them know how to be better and to not be selfish. When it comes to intimacy and those kind of things, it's really important to let them know if there's any parts of your body that are particularly itchy, and sometimes intercourse is not going to be possible depending on what you're going through. So you could try, if you're willing, maybe you could try other things, maybe oral or dry humping, or just or maybe just like a dirty talk, just fantasizing for that, like make it work. There's different ways to get it on. And sorry, I'm in someone's house. It's so awkward to like talk about these things on video when I'm in someone else's house and they're here. There's always a way to be creative and get your needs met, and hopefully the person you're with is receptive to that and not really selfish and like strict and my way or the highway. Like I really want to do this certain thing right now, so like let's just do it. You shouldn't be with someone who makes you feel guilty for having eczema, or guilts you or pressures you into doing things that you don't want to do, eczema or not. Stand your ground, be firm. This is the boundary. If they cross the boundary, then they're not worth sticking around with, in my opinion. You just gotta like ditch the dead weight. That's my general opinion on communicating with lovers. And the right lover and the right person will stick around regardless. I'm grateful that I've never been broken up with because of eczema. So know that if you have eczema, you can, again, like I said in my Eczema and Love series, you can totally date, have romance, an amazing sex life. You need to also be with a partner who's open-minded and a good communicator and has a good memory, so that they can remember the things that trigger you and remember the things that will help you heal and feel better. I hope that this video has been helpful and insightful for you. Hopefully not too repetitive, but I thought it was important to create a specific video for this because it's, a very important part of life, love and romance and those kind of things. If you have any tips or ideas of your own dealing with lovers and having eczema, I would love to hear about them. Please comment below, share your links, share your content. The more we know, the more we know. And I also want to just make a note that I didn't do a specific video for communication with eczema for friendship because I never had issues communicating with my friends about it. They just were really great at not talking about it all day long. So I don't really have any like tips for how to make that better or easier. But if you do, I would love to see it, or maybe you can make a video about it if you have experience with having issues with certain friends and what worked for you in that sort of situation. I wanted a smooth segue into my next video, which will be about having sex with eczema and different tips and tricks that I do to still get it on with my lover and partner regardless of my rashes. So this will be a bit more specific in terms of like positioning and fabric and products that you can use to relieve you. Some I've mentioned before, but there'll be new things that I have to say as well. So stay tuned for that next week. Thank you, and I'll see you then. Bye.